Becky for joining me, and Jade, my new addition. In this practice today, we'll be focusing on the side body and working to stretch the muscles along the sides. This will give us a sense of more spaciousness around the torso, more space for breath, and more ease in the body. We'll also be focusing on lengthening the spine and getting some stretch and additional spaciousness along the spine, again, to promote ease in the body. If at any time in your practice you feel that it's adding strain or stress or tension, this is your wise inner guide telling you to stop or slow down or make some adjustments so that this practice promotes health and ease in your body. Let's get started. You can either stay in a seated position or come onto the back, and we'll just relax for a few moments as we take a few breaths to connect to center. Open your eyes, and let's take a few more breaths with the hands in a certain position. Place one hand, the heel of your hand, in between the eyebrows, and allow the heat of your hand to relax the muscles between the eyebrows and along your forehead. And take the other hand and let's place it gently behind your neck. Allow the heat of your hands to bring a sense of ease in the body and these points of the head and neck. And release the hands down. Let's rub the palms together, creating energy in the palms, creating heat in the palms. And then we'll place the hands in a position, one hand at the heart and the other hand at the belly. Feel the heat of your hands, the hand at the heart. Allow the heat to melt away, tension in the heart, tightness in the heart, whether it's on a physical level or on the level of emotion. Allow the hand at your belly to encourage the belly to relax. This is an area where some of us hold tension. Take one more breath in and out, connecting to heart, connecting to the wisdom in your gut as well. Bring the hands down. And then if you're on your back, you can stay on your back. If you're in a seated position, you may want to stay here and simply breathe. The other option is to come onto the back. Oh, before we move further, you may want to have a block or some object in this similar position for your practice. We'll place the block aside. If you're sitting on a blanket, you can place that aside as well. And we'll come onto the back if you wish. This is an optional little movement to add some heat along the spine. So we're going to do some spinal rolls. And so in order to do that, we want the spine to be rounded to enable that rolling. And so tuck your chin to let the cervical spine have a roundness, and bring your hands behind your thighs and draw into the navel. And then move the back to the mat and roll up, and continue for a few more. Allow these rolls to bring some heat to your spine. And we'll do one more. Coming up. Now let's all come up, and we'll come onto your knees. If being on your knees is not comfortable, then you can either pad the knees with a blanket or come into a seated position instead. We'll add some side stretches, and we'll do a couple variations of gate pose, but again, if this is not a comfortable position for your knees, be in a seated position and you can add the side stretch from there. Let's bring the right foot out to the side. The first variation we'll use with the knee bent at a right angle. Arrange the foot in a way that's the most comfortable for your hip, right hip. And take a breath in. Draw the left arm up. Get some length along the side of the body. Breathe in. As you exhale, stretch to the right. You can rest your right arm on your thigh, or you can straighten the arm and press it against the right thigh to draw the chest upward. Let's take one more breath in and out. Breathe in, lift up, keep the left arm lifted for a moment, straighten the right leg. If this does not feel comfortable for your knee or as comfortable, come back to that variation with the knee bent. Breathe in and create length along the left side. As you exhale, stretch to the right. You can let the hand just travel down the right leg. Don't press against your knee, so either rest it above or below your knee. Lengthen from the hip bone all the way out through the wrist. Take one more breath in and out. Breathe in, reach up, and exhale. The left arm down. We'll bring right knee under the hip and bring left foot out to the side with the knee bent, arranging the position of the foot to work for your hip, your left hip. Breathe in and draw the right arm forward and up. Take a moment to create more length here, reaching the right fingertips upwards, and breathe in again, and as you exhale, stretch over to the left, either supporting with your forearm on the thigh or your left arm straight, pressing against the left thigh, drawing the chest upward. Take one more breath in and out. Breathe in and lengthen up again. And let's keep the right arm up and just straighten your left leg. Again, check in with your knee. If it does not feel good there, then bring it back to a bent position. We're not locking out the knee. We're having a little bend so that you're protecting the knee joint. Breathe in, create length along your right side. As you exhale, stretch over to the left. Lengthen from your hip out to the right wrist. Take one more breath in and out. down, bring the left knee under your hip once more. Let's turn towards the front side of your mat now. And place the hands down. Come into a foundation for cat-cow. We'll bring knees under the hips and hands under the shoulders. Take a breath in and lift the chest and tailbone. As you exhale, come into cat pose, dropping the tailbone, lifting actively through the belly. Breathe in into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Let's do one more. Now come to a neutral spine. We're going to pick up the left hand and slide it under the right arm. Come onto the left shoulder. Rest your head down. If your head does not feel comfortable, you may want, or if it does not come all the way down to the mat, you may want to put a blanket under your head and or your left shoulder. Arrange the right hand either right in front of the face, or you may want to reach it up towards the ceiling or behind your waist. See what feels the best for the right shoulder. You could stretch your right hand to the front of your mat or to the opposite front corner of your mat. Again, whatever is giving you a nice stretch to the shoulder without straining. So this pose is stretching both shoulders in different ways and also adding this rotation for the spine. Take another breath in and out. And then let's bring the hands back under the shoulders. And we'll do the other side. So we'll pick up the right hand and slide it under the left arm. Come onto the right shoulder. If you're hovering and if your shoulder does not want to go down to the mat, this is where you can put a blanket under the right shoulder and or the head. Otherwise, rest the head down and the right shoulder down. Arrange what the left arm wants to do. Those same options. Up, behind the waist, the front of the mat, opposite corner of the mat. See what works best for your left shoulder. Take another breath in and out. As you breathe in, place both hands on the mat and press the hands, walk the hands, maybe a palm print forward, and begin to draw the hips back, relax the neck, lengthen through the spine. This is puppy pose. This is a nice alternative to down dog if down dog does not fit in your practice today. As you breathe in, let's draw the hips forward. Keep the length in your spine. Exhale the hips back. You can continue in this way, or if you like, you can pick up the knees and come into downward facing dog. Take 1 or 2 deep breath cycles. Lengthen the spine, lengthening from the hips down to your wrists. One more breath in. As you exhale, transition to bring your feet under the hips. Come into a forward fold or a half version of the forward fold. Draw the shoulders away from the ears if you're in a half fold. See if you can draw the front of the abdomen up towards the back. Breathe in and out. As you breathe in, come up and we'll reach for the ceiling. And exhale, bring palms to heart center. And we'll move through some sun salutations. There are many variations of sun salutations. Feel free to do the one, if you have a favorite or preference, feel free to do your favorite. Feel free also to move at a pace that works for your body today. So, connecting to heart. Allow a moment to feel the breath. Allow the breath to help soften the heart, reconnecting you to something deeper. Feel your feet and feel the length of your spine. From the crown of your head all the way down to the feet, feel that length. Keeping that length. Breathe in, open the heart, open the arms wide and lift up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Breathe in and look forward, half fold. Exhale, bring the hands down, hop, step, or jump back, lowering all the way down to the belly or hovering chaturanga. As you breathe in, come into a prone back bend. It could be upward facing dog or cobra or any variation of cobra. Breathe in here again. As you exhale, come into a resting pose. Could be down dog, could be child's pose, or you could rest on your belly. Let's take one more breath in and out. Then give yourself a deep breath in, and on or after your exhale, bring your feet forward. Breathe in and look forward into your half fold. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, keep that length and either stay in your half or fold more deeply. Breathe in, stretch all the way up, welcoming. Exhale, bring palms to heart center. Pause here for a moment. Feel your grounding. Feel the length of the torso with heart open. We'll move through another sun salutation again, going at your own pace, following your own favorite version. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward. Breathe in, find length in your spine in this half fold, and exhale, place the hands down, engage your core as you move through this transition. Breathe in, come into your back bend, opening the heart, and exhale into down dog. Let's pause here in a resting pose. It could be down dog or whatever feels like a good place for you to pause. Breathe in deeply and exhale completely. Take another breath in, and on or after your exhale, bring your feet forward. Breathe in and come into a half fold. Find length in the spine. Exhale, draw into your core as you either stay there or fold more deeply. Breathe in, stretch up, and exhale. Bring palms to heart center. Stay facing forward. I'll face you for a moment. We'll come into chair pose. So send the hips back. Keep the chest lifting. Keep knees no further forward than your toes. Draw the shoulders back, create ease in the neck. And we'll add a variation here from chair pose, adding a side stretch. Let's place the arms forward at shoulder height. As you breathe in, reach the left arm up, the right arm down, and straighten your legs. Exhale, stretch over to the right side. Find length along the left side. Breathe in and straighten, and exhale, both arms forward, back in chair pose. Let's do the other side. Inhale, right arm up, left arm down, straightening legs. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, straighten. Exhale to chair pose. Let's do that once more on each side. Breathe. Now, let's open the arms wide as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Continue with your sun salutation. Breathing in, lengthen. Exhale, start the transition down to the mat, adding a back bend of your choice, and coming into a resting pose. Pause here. Whatever pose you're in, it could be hands and knees, or you could be in plank pose. Whatever you're doing, see if it can promote length through the spine. It could be puppy pose. So let's take one more breath in and out. And then let's transition to Warrior One with the right foot forward. So again, whatever your preference is on transitioning, move with your breath. Lower the right heel and lift the arms, coming into Warrior One. Stay facing forward to the short end of your mat. I'll face you for a moment, and we'll move through a variation of Warrior One. So, place the arms out in front of the shoulders. As you breathe in, let's send the left arm up and the right arm down. Exhale, stretch over to the right. Keep your grounding. Breathe in and reach up, and exhale, both arms forward. Breathe in, the right arm up, left arm down. Exhale, stretch to the left. Breathe in and reach up, and exhale, both arms forward. Let's do one more on each side. Breathe as you go. Lengthen as you stretch over. Now, as you breathe in, let's step both feet together and come into chair pose. We'll face the front of your mat, of course. Take your next breath in. Open the arms wide. Send the hips forward. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in. Create length in your half fold. Exhale, place the hands down. Transition, lowering down. Breathe in. Come into your back bend, any one that you like. As you exhale, move into a resting pose. We'll move from here into Warrior One with the left foot forward. Follow your breath and use whatever transition fits your body today. Lower your left heel, lower your right heel, chest. Stay facing forward. I'll face you for demonstration purposes. Lifting the chest. Feel your grounding as well. Place both arms forward. We'll do the same variation on this side, adding the side stretch. Because we're doing this side stretch, you may feel unsteady or less than stable. This is where you can really engage core muscles along with your grounding to reconnect with this sense of stability, this inner stability, regardless of how you're positioning the body. So, as you breathe in, let's send the right arm up and the left arm down. Exhale, stretch over to the left. Breathe in and come up. And exhale, both arms forward. Breathe in, left arm comes up, right arm down. Exhale to the right. Breathe in and reach up. Exhale, the arms forward. Let's do that once more on each side. Breathe as you move. Take a breath in and step the feet together and come into chair pose. Pause here. Breathe in, open the arms wide. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in and look forward, create length in the spine and the back of the neck. Exhale. Place the hands down, step or hop back as you lower. Breathe in, come into your back bend, and exhale into downward facing dog or a resting pose. Pause here and bring your breath to the spine. So imagine your breath traveling along the spine, clearing out any tension, clearing out any tightness. We're going to come back to Warrior One with the right foot forward. Use whatever transition works for you. Stay with the breath as you move. And we'll all meet up in Warrior One. This time in Warrior One, with the right foot forward, the left heel down, let's lean forward, creating length along your spine. You may stay here, that's one option. Another option is to bring your right arm down and back. A third option would be to come into Warrior Three, a balancing pose. So we'd step into the right foot. I'll rearrange so I'm staying on the camera angle. We're going to step into the right foot and lengthen along the spine. Put some energy into your left leg. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bend the right knee, place the left foot down. Come back to Warrior One. Let's bring the arms down. Relax the shoulders up and back and down. With your next inhale, step the feet together, palms together, chair pose. With your next breath in, open the arms wide, heart wide, straightening the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe spine in your half fold. Exhale, place the hands down, step or hop back as you move through this vinyasa. Come into a resting pose and breathe. Lengthen the side waist. Lengthen the space between the hips and your shoulders. And begin your transition to Warrior One with the left foot forward. Breathe as you move. Feel the foundation of stability and grounding. You can lean forward and stay here if you wish, calling on the stability of your core to support this position. Another option would be to bring the left arm down and back and feel the length between the two hands. Another option is to move into Warrior Three. Step into the left foot. I'll step back a little. Step into the left foot. Lift the right leg. Put energy into the right leg. Lengthening. A breath in. As you exhale, bring the foot down and come back to Warrior One. Relax the arms down, relax the shoulders and the neck, release any tension there. As you breathe in, step the feet together, come back to chair pose. Breathe in and stretch the arms wide, straightening the legs. Exhale, hinge forward. Breathe in and look forward. And then exhale, place the hands down, step or hop back, adding this transition, the vinyasa, the flow of your choice. And as you exhale, come into a resting pose, a pose that you'd like to pause for 2 more breath cycles in. Lower the knees now to the mat. We'll move into a version of side plank. We'll place the left foot off the side of the mat and straighten the right leg and turn towards the right side of your mat, stacking the right shoulder over the left. And the variation here would be to stretch the right arm over the head. If that's not nice for your shoulder, then you can bring the arm straight up or down by your side or hand at the hip. From here, you may also want to lift your right leg at hip height, pressing out through the heel, getting a long line from your head down to the right heel. You're welcome to stay here or lift and lower the leg, or one more option would be to come into a side plank with both legs stretched out. You're also welcome to add that little variation where the leg gets lifted, creating length. Breathe in. On your exhale, come back to hands and knees. Adding any movement to release tension wherever it might have collected there. We'll do this on the other side. This side, bring your right foot off the side of the mat and straighten the left leg and stack the left shoulder over the right. You can stretch the left arm over the head or bring it up or down by your side or at the hip. You can lift the left foot to about hip height, the left leg, stretching, lengthening. So you feel this length from the sole of your left foot to the crown of your head. And you could stay here, or you might enjoy lowering and lifting the left leg, or another option is to stretch the right leg out to join the left, maybe coming into the same variation where the leg is lifted as well. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let's come back to hands and knees. Adding whatever movement, whatever flow, Vinyasa feels good to the body. Take another couple of breath cycles, creating length and awareness along the spine. As you exhale, let's bring the feet under the hips, coming into a fold or a half fold. And as you breathe in, lift the chest, straighten the legs, come all the way up, and exhale, bring palms to heart center. Feel your grounding. Feel the ease in your neck and shoulders, the softness along the heart. Relax the arms down, and we'll prepare for a balancing pose called Half Moon Balance, Ardha Chandrasana. In this pose, it's a hip opening pose. I would suggest either coming to a wall, having a chair or a block as possible props. So we'll come into a half fold to find this length. This is nice for this pose. It's an important position to create length in the spine. So if this pose if it's not possible for you to have this length and still touch the mat, this is where propping would be very helpful. So one option is to use a chair and to have your hands on the seat of the chair. You could do the same thing at a wall. Have your hands next to the wall, against the wall. A third option is to have one hand, we'll start with the left foot as your foundation, so having your left hand on a block. The block, or wherever you're placing your hands, make sure that the wrist is under the shoulder. So positioning the block or your chair so that that's possible. Press down through the left foot and lift the right leg, lengthen. And then begin to add this opening for the hips. We're stacking the right hip over the left, stacking the right shoulder over the left, opening the space between the shoulders to broaden across the chest and the heart. You can reach your arm up towards the ceiling, or a variation of reaching the arm over the head, creating length. Take another inhale and exhale. Breathe in again, and then exhale. Relax the hand and the foot down. Come into a fold. You may want to bend the knees to completely relax the low back, stretch along the hips, and release any tension in the neck and shoulders. Breathe in and straighten. We'll do this now on the other side with the right leg being your foundation, the right foot being your foundation. Hinge at the hips, create length. See what propping works best here. Maybe the seat of a chair, or having your hands against a wall, or perhaps having your right hand on a block in front of the pinky toe, so that the right hand is under the shoulder. Press down through the right foot. Draw the left leg back and feel your strength of foundation and length. Then stack the left hip over the right, the left shoulder over the right. Don't feel like it's a bad thing to fall out of balance. And you could draw the left arm up, or you may want to reach it over the head in that variation. Take another breath in. As you exhale, lower the arm and the left leg. Come into this bent knee, forward fold. Relax the neck and shoulders. This is also a good spot to relax your judgments. As you breathe in, straighten. And we'll take your block now with you. You're going to bring the feet wider apart, facing the long edge of your mat. Have the toes facing the long edge, and then point your right foot to the short end of your mat. Bend your right knee, and for now, let's place the block somewhere along behind your right ankle. Come to Warrior Two, arms out from the shoulders. Take a moment. Enjoy the strength of foundation, of grounding, of stability, and also this openness of heart. Let's add reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Turn the right palm up. As you breathe in, lift the right arm, relax the left arm and shoulder. Find length along your right side. Staying in this position of peaceful warrior, we're just going to add a flow with the right knee. Breathe in and straighten the right leg, and exhale, bend. Let's do two more. Move with your breath. This time, as you exhale, keep the knee bent. Transition to side angle. Find length along the whole left side of the body. Any variation for your hands and arms, making sure it works for the shoulders. Keep broad across the chest. Breathe in. Let's come up, straighten the right leg, lengthen the torso, keep that length in the spine as you come into triangle pose, lengthening both sides of the body. Arms in whatever position works for you. This is where you could use a block under your right hand. As you breathe in, let's lift up and relax the arms down. We're going to either come back to side angle or we're going to do another half moon balance from this position. So the hips are already in the stacked position. So it'll be a little bit different than what we did before. Your hands at the hips. If you're moving into side angle, do that now. If you're coming into half moon balance, shorten the stance and bend your right knee. Lean so that you can bring your hand to the block if you're using, and place the block way out in front of the right pinky toe so it's going to be under your shoulder. Step into your right foot, lift the left leg. The shoulders and hips are already stacking. Bring energy down through your lifted leg and feel this length from the crown down the spine, down to your left heel. If you'd like to add the variation of the arm across the head, do that. Breathe in. As you exhale, greet your pets. And we'll lift up. Let's do that sequence facing the other side of your mat. So go ahead and take your block and we'll move it to the other end of the mat. First starting out with your toes pointing to the long edge of your mat. Hello, Jade. And then point your left foot to the short end and arrange your stance for Warrior Two, bending the left knee, lengthening or shortening the stance in a way that feels the best, feels the most stable, and will bring arms wide. Stable foundation, opening the heart to children, to pets, to circumstances, whatever may be in your space now. Turn the left palm up. As you breathe in, lift the left arm, relax the right shoulder and arm, come into peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. Focus on lengthening this left side of the body, bringing space between the ribs, the left side ribs. As you breathe in, straighten the left knee, keeping all that length in the side body, then exhale and bend the knee. Continue as you breathe. Let's do one more. One more inhale, and then exhale and come into side angle pose. Feel this length from the outer right foot, along the side body, all the way up through the right fingertips. Any variation for the arms that you wish. Focusing on lengthening the spine, lengthening the sides. And now take your next inhale to lift up and straighten the left leg and come into triangle pose. Lengthening the torso. You may place your left hand on the block. Bring the right arm up, or any variation for your arms that you wish. Once you find the stability of foundation, give yourself 2 more breath cycles. Breathe in. Let's lift up. Exhale, bring the hands down, straightening the leg. And this is where we'll have an option to do another side angle pose. Or if you choose to do another half moon balance, shorten the stance, leaving the feet in the same positioning, but just shortening the distance between the 2 feet. Bend your left knee. Lean towards the left, keeping the spine lengthening. Reach for your block. Place it beyond your left pinky toe. And step into the left foot and lift the right leg. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Press out through your right foot. Leave the arm down if you wish, or hand at the hip, over the shoulder, or the arm over the head. The advanced position is if you have pets or children coming in and out. Take one more breath in and out. Then gently release, bringing the foot down, coming all the way up. Hello, darling. And then let's walk the feet together. Yes. You can place the block aside for now. Come back to the front of your mat, palms together at heart center. Take a moment to feel the spaciousness along the torso, around the rib cage. Play with bringing breath into the side ribs. So as you breathe in, see if you can expand the side ribs. And exhale, let them relax back to center. Let's move through a transition and come into a seated position. So any movement or flow that fits for your body in your practice now. Move with the breath. We'll all meet up in a seated position. If you wish, you can add another sun salutation or any way of coming into a seated position. Stay with your breath. Gently come into your seated position. You can sit on the edge of a blanket if you wish for this pose, or you may not need to. We're going to experiment with side boat pose. It's a variation of Navasana, of boat pose. If you feel that you have adequate cushioning in your glutes, then you may not need a blanket. So with this side boat, knees are bent, feet are forward, and we'll place the hands down behind you, so you're leaning a little bit back. Then let both knees move off to the right side and position your weight onto the cushy part of the right glute. And we'll bring the left arm out in front and see if you can add a twist. So you're drawing your chest towards the front of the mat. So this is engaging the obliques. Keep the spine lengthening and actively engage the core muscles, especially the left obliques. We can move further in. If this feels adequate for you, stay here. or you could bring the right arm forward as well. Another idea is to lift the feet off of the mat, keeping this basic position. If this does not seem like fun, go back a step or two. From here, if you wish, you could also straighten the legs. Sometimes it's helpful to add any facial expression. So, squeezing, squeezing, and then let's bend the knees, bring the feet down, bring the hands down, reposition to be on both hips equally. Let's do the other side. So we'll bring the knees over to the left side, coming onto that cushy part. Again, if it doesn't feel good, come onto a blanket. We'll leave the left hand down and reach the right arm forward. See if you can add that little twist. That's going to help turn on these muscles along your right side, engaging the obliques. That might be adequate. If not, you can bring the left arm forward too. See if you can keep the spine lengthening, the chest lifting, while engaging the oblique muscles. If you wish, you can lift the feet. Smiling is the advanced practice. You can straighten the legs. Again, making any face. I can't see you, so you can make all the faces you'd like. Another breath in. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring the feet down, bring the hands down, and then let's just lean forward in this seated version of a child's pose. Let the head relax, the neck relax, all the muscles in the face soften, the shoulders soften. Now, lift the chest, bring the spine back to neutral. And if you wish, you can come onto a blanket, especially if your pet has not already grabbed it. Again, you'd use a blanket if you would like some support to bring the low back into a more neutral lumbar curve. So if you find that your back is rounding here, if it doesn't feel good and is not easy to bring this lumbar curve, then that's where having a lift, whether you're on a blanket or a block, would be helpful. Let's begin to walk the feet wider apart, keeping the knees bent. Again, experiment with how the back feels, how the low back feels. We're lengthening the spine in that natural curve of the spine. We're going to do some side stretches and then a little fold from this position. So see what feels adequate in terms of this angle for your hips. You can walk the feet closer together, further apart, or straighten your legs. And if the legs are straight, lift the toes up towards the ceiling to keep the legs more or less in a neutral position. If you're bending your knees, press down through your feet to feel this active engagement of the legs. We'll bring the arms wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, but keep the neck relaxed. Breathe in. As you exhale, place the right hand down, stretch over to the right side. Breathe in and just lift the left arm up, creating length along the left side, and exhale again to the right. Let's do that once more. Breathe in, more length, and exhale to the right. Breathe in. Now we're going to come all the way up with wide arms, squeezing the shoulder blades but relaxing the neck. Take another breath in, exhale, Left hand comes down, right arm comes over. By the way, if this does not feel good to the shoulder, you can bend your elbow or bring the hand down. As you breathe in, let's lift up, create length along your right side, and exhale. Keep that length as you stretch over. Does not have to be a big range of movement. Breathe in, lengthen upward, and exhale over. Breathe in and come up, and relax the right arm down. Roll the shoulders up and back and down. Move the head around in a way that promotes ease in the neck and shoulders. Place the hands in front of your thighs, resting the fingers or hands on the mat. Breathe in. As you exhale, hinge forward. Notice if something doesn't feel comfortable, you can adjust from here. You don't have to go very far forward or any forward if you're already feeling a nice sensation in the hips. See what feels the most interesting to your hips. You can have your knees bent or straight, angle closer or wider. You can hinge at the hips or not. Or you can lean further forward until you do get some sensation. Make sure that you're not adding tension or stress, that what you're up to promotes a gentle stretch in the body. Breathe in, and let's lift the chest, bringing the shoulders over the hips. Bend your knees if they're not already bent, and bring the thighs together. Come onto the back. We'll do one more core exercise to awaken and strengthen the oblique muscles. I would suggest having your hands behind your head so that you can support the neck. All right. If you have a strong core, or even if you don't, you can invite a pet to sit on your core as you do this exercise. So we're going to bring the knees over the hips, engage your core muscles. So you can experience something like tightening a belt around your waist, an imaginary belt, or drawing the navel downward actively, or imagining that you're zipping up a tight pair of 10th grade jeans. So from here, we're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, let's bring one foot down. Breathe in and bring the foot up, and exhale the other foot down. Toes, just a light touch. You can continue in this way if it feels like something is happening. Continue. If it doesn't feel like it's happening, continue. And you could stay with this little movement. The core is working. Or if you wish, you can lift the shoulders and take a breath in as you do this little bicycle. Breathe in, and then exhale and exhale. You could add the twist to get the obliques. So inhale, inhale, exhale, and exhale. Let's do a few more. Let's do one more Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. And then lower the shoulders if they've been lifted. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Relax the neck and shoulders. Allow a gentle stretch in the low back. And let's move into happy baby. So we'll lift the feet up towards the ceiling, spread the knees wide, keep the knees bent, bring hands behind your thighs. That may be a nice position to rest, or you could bring your hands inside to the heels, or to the outer edges of your feet. Drop the shoulders and keep the neck relaxed. Feel free to add any movement. Let's release this pose and bring the feet down to the mat. If you'd like to add any other stretch or twist, do that now. We'll take a few more breath cycles as we allow the body to begin to settle. Even if you're stretching or adding a twist, begin to do so in a way that's a preparation for our last pose of corpse pose, Shavasana. So slowing down the breath, slowing down the movement, finding more and more ease in the body. Until the body begins to settle. Find a position that feels comfortable enough to the body for it to completely relax, so that you can deeply relax, connecting to this inner spaciousness. Stay here for as long as you wish. Enjoy this space that you've set aside for yourself to drop in to the inner peace that is always there, waiting. Namaste.